Hi, I'm Joe with Gramophone, and we're lucky enough today to be with our old friend Jim Garrett, who's the Senior Director of Product Development for the Harman bunch.
Yep.
Harman high-end.
Yes, Harman luxury, yes.
Harman luxury, yes.
Yep.
And Jim, you've got some really cool things to talk about. First, let's start with the ARCAM product, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So at Exponent, we're playing with the new SA45. This is the flagship of the second phase of our ARCAM Radia series of hi-fi products. This is a price point and a range of product that didn't really exist in our hi-fi range prior to this. So we've moved up market with this piece. This is a flagship, has about everything that you'd ever want as an all-in-one integrated amplifier. This uses our G-class power amp technology in it. This is 180 watts of power, so you got a ton of output power from this. We've got this very large, almost 9-inch full-color display on the front, so we do have integrated streaming capability. High-res DAC, line stage, phono, everything's in this piece.
Line stage and phono.
Yeah. Okay. So the cool thing with this, with the displays, you can see, so we can do album art on the front of it, metadata. There's 4 different ways you can have that displayed on the front of the product. So just a really great all-in-one piece, no matter whether you're using an analog source, a digital source, anything like that, good to go in that.
ARCAM SA45 streaming integrated ships with a remote control, a USB measurement microphone for Dirac room correction, and a 15-foot or 5-meter USB cable for use with the Dirac room correction. Here we see the loaded back panel. On the left is the beefy linear toroidal transformer. This fully balanced 2-channel amp can drive even power-hungry speakers with 180 watts per channel into 8 ohms and is stable at 4 ohms. And the Dirac Live Room Correction software is included. That's huge, as the room you put your speakers and electronics into may slightly degrade your sound, or much worse, depending on the room and the placement. Dirac Live will help you get all the sound you paid for. Across the top, the HDMI eARC is a key feature rarely found on integrated amplifiers. Connecting a quality HDMI cable to your 4K TV display, you'll get excellent stereo sound for your favorite movies, TV shows, sports, and you can easily control it with the TV remote. SA45 has an IR flasher input, so if you put this into a cabinet, you can use your remote, a USB port for the Dirac Live Room Correction, an Ethernet socket for connecting to your computer, an RS-232 control cable for the popular system control products, the HDMI eARC we mentioned, an optical output, and 4 digital SPDIF inputs, 2 are optical, 2 more coax. In the middle, we have a 12-volt trigger input and output for turning on a series of components with the touch of a button, 1 set of balanced inputs, and 3 sets of RCA inputs for connecting sources like a disc player, both moving magnet and moving coil phono inputs for your turntable. That's a great feature because you can use any phono cartridge on the market, basically. Preamp outs for connecting to an even more powerful amplifier if you should ever need one, which means you can use this as a preamp streamer. You also get twin subwoofer RCA outputs. That's key, as 2 good subs offer smoother and more consistent bass throughout your listening room, and your 2 subs can be individually calibrated. That's a big bonus if the 2 subs are of unequal distances away from your main speakers, or if you have 2 good, but not the exact same model, subwoofers. And across the bottom, there's 4 beefy speaker binding posts, a set of balanced preamp outs, and even balanced subwoofer outputs.
As the flagship of this, in the new second phase of the range, we've got the SA45, but we also have the little brother. This is the SA35, smaller version of it. Has most of the same features as what the flagship piece is. It is a little less power, 120 watts of G-class power, and it doesn't have all of the balanced circuitry that's in the flagship piece. But the core of it in terms of streaming, the DAC, the phono preamplifier, all of those types of things are still in this one. And this takes you down, this is $49.99 to $34.99 for this piece. So take a look at the back panel here so you can see the ins and outs of that one.
Great price point for that.
And they have, as you can see on the back of them too, these include HDMI eARC for an audio input on them. We've got Dirac room correction capable on these. And when you get to these units, then you can do independent subwoofers. So you can do a 2.2 system and then calibrate it with Dirac. Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, so that's way cool. The ST25 is basically the streaming engine part of this in the same size chassis, the same 6.5-inch full color display, but this is a standalone streaming player. This becomes a step up to the ST5 that we introduced in the first phase of the product. So this gives you much better audio quality. This uses a toroidal power supply in it, a step-up DAC from it, so we've got better analog and digital circuitry in it, and of course now this big beautiful display on the front of it. But in terms of streaming, all of these products for them work with the ARCAM Radia app, so we've got Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect, other Connect services that will be available in the future, and then of course podcast, internet radio, UPnP, all of those things can be done through the Radia app. And then you, of course, get your album art. This is showing what we're seeing on the screen right now. It's, for example, some of the internet radio preset channels on it. So we've got 6 presets that are configured into it, and then you can go from there.
And a quick question on that streaming piece, Jim. Price point I missed?
This one is $14.99.
$14.99,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So those three are the new pieces.
These two, it's got that streaming capability built in.
Yes, yeah, the streaming capability is the same between all 3 of these units.
Love it, love it. And
so this is the ST25 that we've got another one over here. So it's a duplicate of that one that's sitting on the side. We're also using an SA35 in the room next door. But this was the focus in here on the Radia products.
And one last question about your ARCAM pieces. In stock or coming soon?
These are actually now available. So this has been a little bit long in the tooth coming, but they are readily available now. So that was the reason that we want to again have them here at the Exponent show. Let people know they are available for the second phase, all 3 models, the SA45, the SA35, and the ST25 streamer. So those join the first 5 models that we had. So we had 3 integrated amplifiers, a CD player, and a streamer, the ST5, that were all part of the first phase of the ARCAM Radia range. So now we have a selection of 8 models that are available from the Radia Hi-Fi range.
That's awesome. You know, Jim, there's an awful lot of people who really aspire to the absolute finest electronics that we sell, but it's just not going to happen from a price point perspective. And to see products that are this feature rich and powerful and can drive literally a top of the line speaker from Revel to I was very happy with what I was hearing when we came in here.
Yeah.
You know, it's really a great achievement for you and your product development team. So thanks for developing these products, and thank you for taking some time for us to make this video.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And thanks to you folks for watching this video. We really appreciate you coming along for the ride. You can find out more about the ARCAM products that we talked about today if you go to gramophone.com, and to be able to purchase JBL and ARCAM and all kinds of other products, go to Sky by Gramophone, where you'll always get a secure checkout, fast and free shipping, straight to your door. Thanks again for joining us. We really appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.